Like,
I heard the dry humping anecdote, but I don't think you revealed the name.
yeah, there were multiple Kardashians in there, and like that other sort of lame supermodel version, like not the real supermodels like we grew up with, but like these new influencer types.
Right.
They were all in there. No one was using the bathroom. They were smoking and dry humping. And that was P. Diddy. Like, I'm just saying there's a pattern of disrespect for others and our sacred places and things that should be treated as inviolate. And it applies to places and it applies to people. And I have no idea what this guy's capable of, but I think it's probably worse than we can even imagine.
Diddy, Kim Kardashian, and Drake are all embroiled in a shocking scandal. It appears that Diddy is this close to winning over Trump, and there are rumors that he is pleading for a presidential pardon.
Working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh, wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up.
How did that occur? As unpleasant as it seems, the accusations are not entirely unfounded, as the streets claim that he is blackmailing Kim with a private tape that features her and Drake. Kim is the ideal target for Diddy's manipulation because of her strong relationship with Ivanka Trump. However, is this video authentic, and why is Drake being singled out? Let us investigate. So a couple of days ago, The Onion ran a headline about Diddy asking for a quick trial so he can get a presidential pardon. After investigating the claims, Rolling Stone discovered that the rumors are true. Several insiders claim that starting after Donald Trump won the presidential election in November, close associates of the mogul got to work on cozying up to Trump land during the presidential transition. And in the opening months of Trump's second administration, several longtime friends and allies of Combs who've known the rapper for many years began reaching out to some Trump transition and administration officials, as well as to others close to the president. One source said the words deep state came up once or twice. The report, however, did not surprise another person who has known Diddy for 10 years, who claims that Diddy has always been unrelenting. He's willing to do anything to get out of jail. He's always been this way. He's always gonna do what he has to do to get out of a situation. He doesn't even like Donald Trump. According to the sources, one of the people with knowledge of the situation characterized the talks as preliminary and continuing, calling it the Diddy world, making connections with the Trump team so far. There's no evidence that Trump is personally aware of any of these conversations, and the president has not publicly weighed in on Combs' criminal charges or prosecution, but the small number of senior Trump officials who are aware of it have expressed deep reservations about commuting a possible Combs sentence given the severity of the charges during the private outreach to members of Trump's government and social orbit. Combs' allies have tried to paint the rapper's prosecution in decidedly Trumpian terms, playing to the Republican vision of the president as a martyr and perennial victim in their telling. He and Trump are both successful businessmen and controversial celebrities who have been unfairly targeted by the feds and prosecutors in the Southern District of New York, and they have each had to deal with a barrage of bullets allegations that each insists are false. And the Combs supporters have also reminded administration officials, including some who are involved in clemency considerations at the Trump White House and their other MAGA world contacts, that the president and rapper and fellow mogul have known each other for many years, and that Trump has publicly vouched for Combs' character. In a now widely circulated 2012 clip from Trump's NBC reality TV show, Celebrity Apprentice, Trump refers to the recording artist and producer as his friend.
Working for Diddy for 6 years trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy?
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy. Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that
Oh,
question.
wow. I think he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
Produced, Trump has been seen at several Diddy events, even though he was not lying when he made that statement. Even his 2006 song featured a shout out from the former music mogul, "We gon' make it," rapping, "I spend absurd money, private bird money, that Bill Gates, Donald Trump, Bloomberg money." What's more, back in 2015, Diddy told the Washington Post, "Donald Trump is a friend of mine and he works very hard." And then 2 months before his first election win, Diddy said this to MSNBC. I think black communities got a little bit shortchanged during Obama's presidency, though he added that Obama did an excellent job. But even though they are close, Diddy's buddies are currently running into difficulties. It makes sense that some Trump administration officials are reportedly not paying attention to their cries. The White House would have a public relations nightmare if Diddy were granted a presidential pardon. To be fair, though, Trump has always approached assisting the wealthy strategically. Diddy may perhaps have a shot, but but a lot relies on who is assisting him. Corey Jacobs appears to be a viable contender. He is Diddy's senior advisor and a close pal since his adolescence. More significantly, he is adept at evading a pardon. President Barack Obama gave Corey clemency in December 2016, allowing him to go free. Due to substance accusations, he had been serving a life sentence. However, there is another account from the streets. Insiders claim that Diddy is pressuring Kim Kardashian to step up rather than asking Corey to do so. Well, because she and Ivanka Trump have long been tight. When the two first met in May 2014 at the Met Gala, they clicked right away. In actuality, the two were very similar. They both own businesses, are mothers, and come from well-known families. Therefore, it should come as no surprise that they clicked. In fact, many fans believe that Kim exploited her relationship with Ivanka to persuade Trump to grant Alice Marie Johnson a complete pardon when she became involved in her cause back in 2018 while she was serving a life sentence for a non-violent narcotics charge. And that is not all. Guess who sat next to Kim at Beverly Hills hotspot Funka last October when she celebrated her 43rd birthday? Kim then returned the favor by wishing the loveliest, most considerate person a happy birthday on Instagram on October 30th, Ivanka's 42nd birthday. She shared an old picture of them hanging out with their girls while wearing jammies and loungewear. "I cannot wait to congratulate you as soon as possible," she wrote. "Here, our newborns are very little." And that is not all. Josh Kushner even received a 10% stake in Skims from Kim. Just so you know, Jared Kushner, who is married to Ivanka, has a younger brother named him. Kim, meanwhile, awarded her ex-husband just 5%, and that speaks volumes about her allegiances and her intimate relationships to Trump's family. Fortunately for Diddy, Ivanka is her father's favorite. You can do whatever she says. Given her connections, Kim is a far better option than Corey, which is why the rumors that he threatened Kim to assist him make sense. However, the most pertinent question here is whether Kim will feel threatened. Yes is the response. Much discussion has focused on her involvement in Diddy's empire and her use of his company to advance her own career. In a recent Maureen Callahan interview on The Nerve, Megyn Kelly stated she saw Diddy dry humping one of the Kardashians at the Met Gala.
I went to the Met Gala. I went 2 years, Maureen. And
Really?
what I remember, yes. You know, Anna Wintour and I used to be, well, no, we weren't friends, but she was cozying up to me when she thought Trump didn't like me. She was like, oh, then I must like her. So I went there, and the thing I remember most from being there was P. Diddy in the restroom of the Met. It was the women's room. That's why I was there. Dry humping a Kardashian.
Megyn went on to explain everything that was happening in that bathroom, although she did not say which one. Furthermore, the widely shared restroom selfie from the 2017 Met Gala included Kim Kardashian, Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Diddy, A$AP Rocky, and Willow Smith. It sounds completely twisted, and no, it does not appear that she was lying.
I heard the dry humping anecdote, but I don't think you revealed the name.
Yeah, there were multiple Kardashians in there, and like that other sort of lame supermodel version, you know, like not the real supermodels like we grew up with, but like these new influencer types.
Right.
They were all in there. No one was using the bathroom. They were smoking and dry humping. And that was P. Diddy. Like, I'm just saying there's a pattern of disrespect for others and our sacred places and things that should be treated as inviolate. And it applies to places and it applies to people. And I have no idea what this guy's capable of, but I think it's probably worse than we can even imagine.
Some fans now believe that Megyn was referring to Kim because Kanye Kim learned the trade from Diddy. He had an ex in an uproar recently when he tweeted, "I am 100% convinced that my children are in a trafficking ring." He also wrote, "The Kardashians are workers and they traffic all of the black children they strategically produce," and then left jaws on the floor when he turned his attention to his ex-wife, saying Kim Kardashian is a trafficker. However, Diddy is not trying to reveal all of that. Rather, he is preparing to make a big splash by releasing Kim's tape with Drake, and it does not appear that he is making any jokes about it either, as Kim was obviously desperate to hook up with Drake the last time we looked, and fans believe that Drake did reciprocate her advances. Kim just gave his new album some love by sharing some sultry tunes with you on Party Next Door. She posted a gorgeous Instagram video of herself at Charles Finch's pre-Oscars dinner in Beverly Hills, looking amazing in a vintage Chanel dress. As anticipated, Drake's song was playing in the background. Kim's action caught got champagne's attention. Additionally, back in December 2024, there were rumors that Kim had boarded a jet to Toronto several times to spend time with none other than Drizzy. Poppy personally gave her his blessing by leaving a goat emoji in the comment section of her post. Kim Kardashian has been flying to Toronto to spend time with Drake. They are officially dating. They've been going to extremes to lay low. It's been almost a month now of them dating. It will go public soon. This is from a very reliable source. Drake's best friend, Chubb's wife named Zizi to top it off. Drake dropped some hints in his recent track OMW as well. He rapped, "Your mind and your body is out of control. The F was they thinking, you vulnerable. Yeah, you got them Liz Taylor diamonds and a heart of gold." And guess what? Kim did spend a huge amount on getting herself some Liz Taylor diamonds. The next part of the track goes, "Your ex needs to turn that frown upside down smile and keep it pushing." Before it goes south, everyone is aware of Kim and Kanye's turmoil, including their grandmother. Drake's identity is not exactly a mystery, so it is safe to conclude that they dated. However, it appears that Drake abandoned her later, since Kim attended one of his shows to enjoy her appearance on the rapper's song Search and Rescue.
Kim Kardashian just won the internet for the day. She attended the Drake concert, and if you didn't know, Kim Kardashian is actually featured in a Drake song. Drake sampled this scene from Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy.
Okay.
Remember that.
You didn't come this far just to come this far.
Yep. I saw it on the internet.
For his song Search and Rescue.
I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy.
And at the Drake concert, Kim Kardashian was spotted giving the performance of a lifetime. I wish I was there. I love how we are literally getting every single angle from this Drake concert. But I'm also wondering if Kim's yelling at Bad Bunny like, "I didn't come this far just to come this far." Because maybe Bad Bunny wanted to go back up to their seats. But I do have to say, Bad Bunny and the Kardashians clearly all get along because they're having the time of their lives.
Another footage shows Kim standing in the stand and smiling playfully at the rapper as he walks to the DJ booth. Drake showed no interest in Kim, who appeared to be trying to get close to him. He had, after all, been after Kim for a very long time. When Kim finally interrupted Kanye, he attempted to intervene. According to one insider, Drake could never understand what Kim saw in Kanye. He'd been saying for years that he wasn't the right man for her and that it was all going to end in tears. He was surprised it took her so long to figure it out and started texting her the moment it became clear that divorce was imminent. He's ready to see her whenever she says the word, basically, and he's confident it's going to happen very soon. Kim is cautious about getting involved with someone else too soon before the divorce is settled. Even before the divorce, he was out there bragging about sleeping with Kim in his songs. Like back in 2018, he dropped the track Sicko Mode with Travis Scott rapping, "I crept down the block, made a right cut the lights, paid the price." And many people took notice of that, due to the fact that Drake and Kim were formerly neighbors. He subsequently released In My Feelings that same year, which sparked rumors once more because many people seemed to believe Hiki was alluding to Kim. Kanye became somewhat agitated over it.
Now, if I wasn't in a medicated state, I might have thought and had the wherewithal to say, hey, Pusha, don't diss Drake on my beat. And I spoke about that and took accountability for that. Now, what I'm looking for my spirit to take accountability is the fact that it's people making rumors or thinking that you my wife and you're not saying nothing and you carrying it like that.
It is safe to assume that these two have a high probability of hooking up behind the scenes. Additionally, it is quite possible that the two will hook up at a Diddy party. Diddy could have readily assisted Drake and Kim in their romance, and both had established relationships with him. Ultimately, it appears like Diddy's trial will fundamentally upend half of Hollywood. However, he has no intention of going down by himself. That much is certain.